At the end of last week's video, I told you guys that I had wrecked my 2024 Road Glide. And I wasn't planning on telling you, to be honest. Just one of those things. There's only two people that knew about it. Myself and my brother Roy, because he was there with me. I thought on it for a few minutes, and I realized that I needed to tell you guys because, well, this particular part that I have showed you before actually saved this bike from being totaled. Stick around, stay tuned, and let's roll to that intro. You don't get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Bad LSX Garage YouTube channel. Just cleaning up the old Road Glide, getting it cleaned up from its last adventure and getting it ready for its new adventure, whatever and whenever that may be. Now, as for the Street Glide, well, we've not really dug into that yet, and if you don't know, well, you'll have to go back into last week's video and watch that because there's a lot of details in there that is just too much to explain in this video. But from what I've been told, that it could be the security system, it could be the headlight malfunctioning, or it could actually be a ground inside the fairing. So I'm gonna have to take this shell off and we're gonna have to dig deep and see what we can see. And of course I'll bring you guys along, I always do. Yeah, I know, I'm delaying it. You know, it's embarrassing. I really don't wanna talk about it, but let's go, let's talk about it. A couple of weeks ago, you guys watched us run the Devil's Triangle around Oliver Springs and Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. At the end of that video, I told you guys that we was gonna stop at one of our favorite burger spots, which was a place in Monticello, Kentucky called Monticello City Pool Hall. And well, unfortunately, I didn't get any of this on video. I should have took pictures, but I did none of that because I was too embarrassed. But that's where the debacle happened. Without video, it's gonna be hard for me to explain so you can visually understand, but I will put up pictures so maybe it will help some. Now, this town is very small. There's a city-like monument in the middle where you gotta turn in front of this city pool hall. Now, keep in mind, this city pool hall is not in a very good location. It's in a corner jointed spot and there's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 parking spots, and yeah, it's just, there's no room, especially for a place that is as busy as this place is. So we roll in and I see a spot that we have parked at before. I don't necessarily want to park here, but it seemed to be the only thing open. And it's a sidewalk, honestly. It's rolled, but you can go up on this sidewalk. And the bad part about it is, it's angled downhill. You have to put force, like literally Roy's got reverse, but I have to get off the bike and physically move the bike that way. I can't do it with my legs. So as I'm going up on this rolled curb, because that's what it's for, I look to my left and I see a spot over to my left. And I'm thinking, that's the perfect spot right there. Now keep in mind, I'm already stopped. Roy is coming in behind me. He's gonna park directly behind me on this curb. And I see this spot to my left and I tell him, hey, look, there's one over here. I'm gonna go down and come back around and I'll back in that spot over there. And he's like, okay, I'll follow you. Well, that's where it all went wrong. You remember that rolled curb that I told you that we went up onto to park our bikes up on the sidewalk? Well, let's just say that it's not rolled on the other side. I, however, thought it was. My visual, the way everything looked, it looked rolled to me. So I was gonna go over that and then, like I said, turn around and come back and park my bike against the other part of the curb on the other side of the street where there was more room and I wasn't gonna be on the sidewalk. But when I committed to going over what I thought was a rolled curb, it wasn't a rolled curb, it was a 6 to 8 inch curb. I was fully committed. There was nothing that I could do. By the time I actually seen that, oh no, this is actual curb, it was already too late. I went off of that curb. No, I didn't drop the bike. I rode it out. But let's just say that it sounded like everything underneath that bike was killed. Listen, when I say it was bad, I heard sounds that I've never heard before. And I immediately, when I got to a spot to where I shut the bike off. And just as soon as I shut the bike off, I heard Roy go, "Oh, I turned around and he was almost committed into going over as well. Thankfully, he got stopped because, well, I mean, he's seen and heard everything that was going on with my bike. And he stopped in just enough time to where he could put his in reverse and back out of that situation. Like I said, the bike's already shut off. I'm almost in the middle of the road, but I don't even care. I'm not moving nothing. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna look at my bike before I go any farther. So cars are going around. Roy's backing up, doing his thing. I pull off my helmet, get off the bike, look around. There's no oil. There's no mess. There's no nothing. I thought, well, my mufflers are destroyed. From the sounds of everything, there's got to be something here that's wrong. Went to the back, my mufflers are still there. I rubbed the underneath of my mufflers. There's no scrape marks. There's no nothing. And I just happened to look to the left, and there's this big black sheet of metal laying in the middle of the road. I walk over to this mangled piece of metal, and guys, it's that Running Panther skid plate. I'd forgot all about even having that thing on there. But that Running Panther skid plate was what took all of that scraping, all of that brunt force. It saved the underneath of my motorcycle. I didn't get any videos. I didn't even get any pictures. I was too embarrassed. I wanted to get my motorcycle started up and make sure nothing was leaking, and I wanted to get it parked, and I wanted to go eat some cheeseburgers. But I can tell you that that Running Panther skid plate absolutely saved my motorcycle from being totaled. This is just one of those things that happened. It could happen to anybody. I know some of you are gonna get on here and say,
"Oh, you just don't know how to ride."
I promise you, I know how to ride, but I also know that it's not a matter of if it happens, it's when it happens. And it's definitely gonna happen. You may not be man enough to say when it happens, but I promise you, it will happen. Now listen, I'm not trying to sell you this particular skid plate, because Running Panther, on that last video I did, and I had to tell you guys that you had to buy this and then come in here and cut this out in order to get it to fit your bike. Well, they decided that they was gonna try a redesign. And even though they are trying a new redesign, they've pulled these off the market. I hit them up and asked them if I could have one of these because it worked for me. I don't care what has to happen. Whatever it takes, I want my bike protected. And whether it's Running Panther or whether it's something else, I'm gonna make sure that my bike is fully protected. Before we start the surgery on this new skid plate, I wanna give a huge shout out to Running Panther because listen guys, this was all my fault. They could have easily told me to piss off, that this part is discontinued and well, I'll just have to wait. But they didn't do that. They knew how much my bike meant to me and they immediately sent me out another replacement skid plate. So that's the type of people that I want on my team. That's the type of people that have my back and I've got their back. Go over to Amazon and check out Running Panther. Guys, not only do they have skid plates, well, not maybe for your 23.5 up road glides and street glides, not yet anyway, be watching for that. But they also have the fairing extensions, which is where these came from on my bike. They also had headlight covers. They have the hand guards. They have cup holders, phone holders. Just go over to Amazon, go to Running Panther, and check out what they got. Tell them Bad LSX Garage sent you. It's that easy. Well, I say it's that easy, but you are gonna have to do some slight modifications if you want it to work on your 23.5 up road glide or street glide. 20 minutes worth of work ain't bad. I mean, for all the protection that I'm gonna have, absolutely, I don't care a bit to do that. Now, as you've seen, it snaps right into place. It's not gonna fall off. Most people wanna know if they bolt on, you gotta put screws on, drill hole. No, you don't have to do none of that. Those little clips clip right on either side of your frame rail. And I'm living proof, it's not gonna fall off. I've been running this thing for over a year, and it literally took me running over a 6 to 8 inch curb for it to come off. Now, as far as oil changes and stuff go, it's the same thing. You just unclip it, drop it down, change your oil, and clip it back up when you're done. It's really not that big of a deal for the amount of protection that you're gonna get. I like that guy, Old Bad LSX Garage. If you ain't checked him out, you need to go check him out. He's a pretty cool content creator, to be honest. Fam, I got some new parts in. Look at there, look at there. If you don't know what those are, those just kind of look like little washers. But in all reality, these are the solid riser bushings. And we're gonna try these out on the old 24 Road Glide. Well, maybe if I don't lose them first, but regardless, stick around for next week's video. See if I've lost them or see if we actually put them on. I love you, fam. Are you ready? Let's do this. Peace. I'm out. Wait a minute, I gotta go find that riser bushing. That's all I need to lose that.